fancy intro music. Yeah! Woohoo!
Hey everybody, welcome back. Look, today in America, it is Thursday, it's Thanksgiving, and I just want to say that I'm thankful for all of you. For all of you who watch the channel, follow the channel, support my family, and every way in between, subscribing, liking, all those cliche things, but also wanted to talk about where this year is so far. Normally, I'll do this video towards December. This year, we're going to change it up just a smidge and do a little bit early because we're coming off what is surprisingly a good month. How about I just show you? Here is the year as a whole. Now, before we get too deep into this, I do want to clarify that there is a way that we really read this, because anytime we do large survey numbers, for anybody that's done any type of surveying, you know that it's very easy to kind of get into the middle the more you do. So if you grab 10,000 people, you're likely going to get a mid-range of responses. So how we generally look at these is the swing, which is why I always try to mention it, but it is the positive vote, B or greater, minus the negative, D or F. So not that we're trying to eliminate the C grades, but to see where exactly are we falling on the positive versus negative spectrum, green being good, red being bad. As you can see, this stops with last month. Don't worry, I'm gonna give you a little bit of snippet. We haven't finished going through November, but I will show you some of the key parts of November. And here's what y'all have said in every survey that we've done on this channel since January 2023, almost 2 full years. And as you can see, the quality versus quantity promise has never been met this year, going by what we had done so far, but it got close back in May and April when the Gorn arc launched. So those are probably what we would call the best months of the year. And you can see that with like the communications being really high, the stability being really high, and even the features getting good grades in the Gorn months. Should be noted, one of those months was actually where we had basically no feature added. That was back in May. But overall, you can see the shifts the game has taken, where you saw the improvement to stability. That was right when they did the Unity update back in March. And you see how that jumped up, and then you've seen that stability creep back down and towards a negative direction. When it comes to the features, you've seen it's been very hit or miss, where last year, lots of features getting far better grades in terms of the swing than this year, where we had several months in a row just bad, 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 though past couple of months have swung it back in the positive area. The calendar being the thing that's been the biggest issue, I think, that has frustrated a lot of players, at least by what these surveys say. Why do I say that? Well, look, even starting back in March of this year, red, 7 months in a row of red before finally in October, Symbiosis Part 2, getting back in the green, meaning most people are happy with the calendar, which means whether it's an event store, whether that is more synergy in the events, less heroics taking up everything, you're seeing a shift in how people view the game and how they enjoy it compared to 2023, as you can see, which is the bottom half. Obviously, the calendar did superior, was superior to this year's calendar runs. That doesn't mean everything was doom and gloom, everything was bad. I do think it's important for us to acknowledge the good and acknowledge the negatives and know exactly where we're at. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that my community is everybody, right? I'm not going to sit and pretend like this survey truly gets every opinion out there. But I will say there's no other player source that we know and have that can get thousands of people to give their thoughts. So I do think it's a close representation, but there are some things that should be noted. The people who are doing surveys are the die-hard players. So they definitely care about every little bit in the game, which I think is a good thing, right? The people who care about arenas, tournaments, even those who are still calling for assaults to get fixed, which I don't know about that, man. Fixing assaults basically means rebuilding star bases from scratch. And if you think they can do that or they will do that, well, you feel free to comment down below. But I just want to say that I'm thankful for the positives that we have had. Communication this year, significantly better than communication last year. That's a positive. Hopefully stability can get better, right on track. I feel like this month is not the month to brag about stability, but we'll see what the grades say towards the end. We'll give you those, and we'll have all those broken down by December. If those are curious, if you are curious, I can give you kind of a rough idea on stability. It's better than, say, August, but it's not as good as May, right? So we've already kind of broken down those, but just going ahead and give you a little spoiler. Just for example, and this may shock some people, 26% of people who did the survey this month gave stability a B grade. That's going to shock a lot of people. 20.7% by comparison gave it a D, 10% gave it an F. Y'all can math out kind of what the rest are. So you definitely had some issues, and those who've watched my streams have seen it. However, I think it's important to see what has worked and then build on that. Now, let's actually talk about this month, a little bit of spoilers. Again, I won't be able to give you everything from this month, but I can give you a couple things, such as this. Now, you look at this going, what the heck is yes or no? This is the infamous question in the survey that we've had all of 2024. Was this month more quality than quantity? Now, should be noted, and I'm not going to hide this, you still have almost 30% of people saying no. That is still a significant portion of the game. However, I think undeniably, November 2024 was the best month of the year, and this singular metric, pie chart, etc. shows it. And what better day to celebrate pie than Turkey Day? Some of you Americans will get it. Some of you have no idea what I'm talking about. But finally, a quality month. Was it perfect? Absolutely not. And I think the percentage shows that. I think this is a great way to describe it. 70% of this month probably was perfect quality, with 30%, especially with lag, bugs, etc. happening, especially with the mid-month patch, probably not quality. But it's the most quality month we've had all year. Not everybody would agree with that, and that's okay. It's why I encourage people with negative opinions to do the survey, with positive opinions to do the survey, because everybody's opinion is valid. The people who aren't unhappy, it's good to find out why and talk about those things. What can be tweaked? And for those who are happy, well, that's where we take Scopely and beat them over the head with that blue Pac-Man and say, don't you dare leave what works. You find what works, you embrace it. What clearly worked? The IA building, the speed ups, the really attention to quality of life improvements in Star Trek Fleet Command. Clearly important. I want to hit you with another one. And again, I'm just doing this to kind of further the point, Scopely. Pay attention. What is this one? This one is the features for this month. Going over the IA building. We love you. Also going over the speed ups, etc. But the question being, did it drastically improve the game? As you can see, between the A+ and the A grades, almost 50%, 3% of people gave this month's features an A. The best that has ever happened in 2 years of us grading. For those that need to kind of have a comparison, let's throw this one back on the screen. Features. Nothing comes close except all the way back to May of last year with Voyager, and March last year, Legacy. If you remember March, anybody remember what that was? In fact, comment down below if you remember what last March was that got such a huge grade. This month is probably surpassing that. We'll get through the math and we'll go through it again. It takes us a couple of weeks to go through it, but this is going to be on record the best survey y'all have ever done for Scopely in terms of how they performed. Having that many A grades is huge because 30% is B. I mean, this actually might end up being a nice little A-. We'll see how it goes when we actually do the swings. I didn't do it for this video because we just closed it tonight. So there you have it. Here is, if you're Scopely watching, I'm thankful for a good month. I'm thankful for this game, hopefully moving in the right direction. Even if it's for 30 days, let's hope and pray that continues on. And last but certainly not least, I wanted to say that I'm thankful and very much appreciative for this community. And I'm going to use the Discord as an example just because it's one of the easiest things to kind of play. Oh my gosh, I got a lot of messages to get through. But shout out to everybody. I mean, my Discord is, I'm lucky to have it. There's over 28,000 people in it, and just people who are kind and wanting the game to be better, enjoying things and griping about things, whatever that may be. I appreciate everybody here, including the people who are talking for 4 in the morning for some reason. Thank you to everybody who is a part of this community, whether you play Star Trek Fleet Command with me, which obviously you do if you're here on the YouTube channel, or War Thunder with us and Gaijin over on Twitch. Just know that I'm thankful for you. It's because of you that I can provide for my family, which makes me feel like a man. And honestly, that's a pretty cool feeling. And you can call it lame, I don't care. Like a great man, being able to support my kids, you help me do that, and tremendous thank yous for that. Hope you all have an amazing Thanksgiving. And if you're not American, please know that I'm still thankful for you. And I'll put a plate to the side just for you. Live long and plunder. Stay safe out there. Let me know what you think about these grades. And again, these are all subjective, and your opinion is valid whether you agree or disagree. That's why I encourage everybody to participate. Hope y'all are having an amazing week. Hope you have an amazing weekend. We'll see you on the next one, which will be tomorrow night's stream, probably. See you then.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.